Hop in. It's getting rough out there. I don't think so. We meet again.
You've been following me.
You seem like an interesting guy, so I decided to check you out. Sit down. A lot of legends about you out there in the intel community, especially in the CIA. You know those nanomachines I injected you with back in the Middle East? They let me track your location. Figures. The B&Bs are here. Things are about to get hairy.
B&Bs.
You never heard of them? They're Beauty and the Beast. Together they're called the B&B Corps. They're a squad of enhanced female soldiers, belong to the PMCs. Anytime there's a mess that needs cleaning up, they're on the scene leading the elites.
That's a female?
Probably freelancers hired by the PMCs. They're run out of a separate parent organization. Guess it's time for good old Drebin to let you in on a few things. Ever since you showed up in the Middle East, the B&B Corps has got orders to kill. Their #1 priority is to eliminate some guy on sight. A guy named, Solid Snake. But from where I'm sitting, Old Snake seems a little more appropriate.
Old, huh?
Cheer up. That's the bad news. Word on the street says that beneath those ugly-ass suits, the B&Bs are real babes. Drop dead gorgeous. They also say each one of them's been traumatized by war. Badly. They weren't even soldiers to begin with, you know. More like victims of war. They suffered shell shock on the battlefield. Post-traumatic. It damaged their minds pretty much beyond repair. So the only way they could cope with the reality of battle was to become war machines themselves. The remnants of their human side are buried deep within. The beast, that's what you see on the outside. War transforms a snake into beasts.
War transforms us.
But deep within that shell, something human survives. A fragile, scarred heart. Without a shell to protect it, it's like the yolk of an egg. Word going round is their natural flesh and blood bodies can't survive in the open for more than a few minutes. And they've been convinced that by killing Snake, their minds will be cleansed. They think it's gonna free them from all the pain, and all the fury, and all the sorrow. Which makes these babes pretty much obsessed with killing you. 4 B&Bs have been identified so far. The one you just saw was Raging Raven. There's also Laughing Octopus, a master of mimicry, and Crying Wolf. She runs on 4 legs. And finally, the mistress of mind control, Screaming Mantis.
Mantis?
Yeah. There used to be a guy by that name in the US military. A Russian psychic. He could control people's minds. I guess she inherited the title. She keeps the other B&B's minds in check with her powers.
Octopus. Raven. Wolf. Mantis.
You got it. They're the Snake Hound unit, and they've got you in their their sights. Shit. I'd hate to be in your shoes.
Drebin. I thought no one was supposed to be able to hack into the system. Are you with the Patriots?
No, sir. I ain't no lale-lule. I mean, I'm no patriot.
You can say patriot. I guess that means you're clean, right?
The nanomachines I got in me are different from the military kind. No speech restrictions for me.
What the hell are these Patriots? Are they human?
Not anymore, they ain't. They're the law of this world, created over the course of history. They're what holds this world together, keeps this whole mess in check. The Patriots are America, the world's greatest military power. They are the war economy, which makes you and me just cogs in a much grander schematic. I mean, someone obviously had to start the whole thing at the beginning, but now their law has taken on a life of its own.
A life of its own?
Yep. The country, the war economy, it ain't run by people. It's run by the system. No need for high-level decision-making authority. It's all handled by a massive, yet simple information processing system. An AI. It works just like natural law. The world's a much simpler place than most folks realize. Every aspect of the Patriot system is closely monitored by 3 peripheral AIs and a core AI that ties them all together. The SOP system is one part of that. It's all backed up by a foolproof control system. So not even yours truly can sneak inside the Patriots' AIs.
What if, hypothetically, someone found a way?
If they could fool the IDS. I guess they could use it as a haven to lay low.
Haven?
You know, like a tax haven. In the internet society, we have net havens, data havens. A haven is someplace where social conventions and the rules of the net don't apply. Back in the 20th century, the super rich would open bank accounts in countries without income tax laws. Not a bad way to evade paying taxes. Now we've got us a society where everybody's DNA and personal info is totally controlled by the nanomachines inside their bodies. Won't be long before people start using havens to escape from ID control. I guess you could say my gun laundering kind of borrows from the haven concept, after a fashion. Even so, good luck finding a way to access the Patriots' AIs from the outside. It's absolutely impossible. No chance in hell. Like I said, there's no breaking into those AIs from the outside.
But Liquid's got something in mind. You sure there's no way?
I'm just a gun launderer. Only reason I'm interested in you is because you start a lot of fires. All right then. You need me? Just give me a ring. Go on. Get your ass back inside. Now! I have you.
Netter Typ. Aber ich will mal wissen, wo der den unglaublich hässlichen Affen hier hat. Warte mal, erstmal will ich noch, ne, bevor... Na, machen wir eine neue. Mal gucken, wann ich nicht mehr speichern kann. Nee, ist aber ganz interessant, weil ich bin ja mal davon ausgegangen, die Gegner, die wir kämpfen, das wird irgendeine geheime Organisation irgendwie im Hintergrund sein, die man nie, naja, nie so wirklich auslöschen kann. Beziehungsweise kam es mir die ganze Zeit so vor. Warte mal, ich werde mal auf die Karte gucken. Nein, falsch. Okay. Aber wenn das jetzt bald bloß mehr oder weniger eine KI ist, bloß, in Anführungsstrichen, könnte schwierig werden. Das Ding ist, glaube ich, wir haben auch diesen Angriff auch bloß überlebt, weil wir noch die alte KI mit der, oder die Nanobots in uns hatten, gemischt mit der neuen, dass das dann nicht mehr so eine krasse Wirkung auf uns hatte. Ich weiß halt nicht, wie weit die gucken können. Ja, ich will schon ein bisschen... Nein. Nein. Fuck, warte mal, kam ich von... Nee, ich gehe Richtung Norden. Okay, ich kam nicht von hier. Kann mal der Ladebildschirm langsam kommen? Die Strecke war doch gar nicht so lang. Komm. Warte mal, probier mal. Nö. Komm. Na toll, jetzt kommt... Ich hoffe, die sind jetzt nicht da. Ich wollte gerade sagen, na toll, jetzt kommt der Ladebildschirm. Ich dachte, er kommt ein bisschen früher, dass ich einfach bloß vorbei sneake, oder was heißt sneake, einfach bloß vorbei renne und gut ist. Ja, bitte.
Snake, can you hear me? This is Jack, isn't it? I am Raiden. Jack is no more. Where are you now? I'm right beside you. Raiden, where have you been all this time? What have you been doing? On a mission. Finding something. For someone. Finding what? The corpse. Of Big Boss. What? I was asked to do this in exchange for Sonny's location. Liquid? No. The leader of a small resistance group. Her followers call her Matka Pluku. Matka Pluku? Big Mama. We'll finish this later. I'll follow your trail and catch up with you. Wait, what about Big Boss's body? It's with her now. Her?
What's going on, Snake?
Rose, I just got a call from Raiden. It sounds like he's close by.
Jack?
Yeah.
Did he seem okay?
Yeah, as far as I could tell from his voice.
Really? That's great. Snake, I have a favor to ask.
What?
Don't let him know I'm involved in this operation, okay? I think it would be best to just leave him alone for now.
What happened between you and Jack?
After the Big Shell incident, he became unstable. Memories began to resurface from his childhood when he fought for Solidus in the Liberian Civil War. And in the midst of all of that, the baby we had together, it hadn't even been born yet. Jack slowly stopped coming home. And when he did, he'd be dead drunk, sometimes covered in cuts and bruises. Roy was worried. He was Jack's commanding officer. But Jack just avoided him. I was all alone. And Roy was so kind to me. He's the one who encouraged me to become a counselor. I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but I needed to get over it. To move on with my life. I'm worried about him, of course, but I'm also afraid of him.
All right. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Thank you, Snake.
Vorerst. Wir werden unsere Fresse vorerst halten. Denke ich mal einfach. Sieht halt echt nicht gut aus, ne? Wenn ich auch nicht mal mehr Nudeln habe. Habe ich vielleicht noch irgendwas anderes im Inventar? Ich weiß, ich wollte gerade noch irgendwie was sagen, aber Karton, Ölfass, iPod, Kippen, Kompresse. Nicht wirklich. Also nicht, was ich brauchen könnte. Ist aber... Für mich ist es interessant zu wissen, wie die Fäden so ein bisschen zusammengeführt... Playboy, toll. Wie die Fäden so ein bisschen zusammengeführt werden, auch aus den alten Teilen, dass du halt auch immer die mit diesen Rückblicken so, sieht man ja auch immer. Schon gesehen? Nee. Na. Ach komm, Alter, als ob der noch nicht gleich tot wäre. Entschuldigung. Kann ich den vielleicht mal ganz kurz in der Hoffnung, dass... Ne, dass wir Rückblick auf die anderen Teile haben, wo das ein bisschen zusammengeführt wird. Gleichzeitig ist es aber natürlich dann scheiße, wenn Leute vielleicht mit dem Teil irgendwie einsteigen wollen oder so. Oh nein. Okay, ich werde sowas von sterben gleich. Okay, ich werde wirklich sowas von sterben gleich. Dass es einfach so sein wird, dass man eigentlich gar nicht rafft. Ich meine, die Dings sind schon schwierig genug. Da hinterher zu kommen, meiner Meinung nach, ist schon schwer genug. Aber hier niemals durch, Alter, bei denen. Hätte ich jetzt einfach vorbeirennen können, oder was? Yep. Ich bin so am Arsch. Tragbar, ja, cool. Aber ist das nicht gesperrt? Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das noch freischalten muss. Ich habe ja unseren Typi noch nicht. Ich bin so überfordert. Warte, an die Karte. Doch, hier hinten geht's auch lang. Ich probiere es einfach mal hier hinten rüber. Ich hoffe, der Heli erwischt mich. Ich würde sagen, ich hoffe, der Heli erwischt mich nicht. Warum ist denn das jetzt ein fucking Lager hier? Nein, lad doch nicht schon wieder nach! Er mit seiner scheiß Laderei, Alter. Oh, bitte lass mich hier irgendwas. Toll. Kann ich den Scheiß hier nicht nehmen, der auf dem Boden? Warum kann das nicht alles Ration sein? Fuck. Ich meine, ich kann eh gleich rausgehen. Ich bin sowieso am Arsch. Ich werde sowieso sterben. Ach, toll. Ja, toll. Kann hier nicht eine Ration irgendwo rumliegen? Playboy. Ja, lol. Genau das, was ich haben will. Okay, die sind da beschäftigt. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich hier rauskomme, bitte. Einfach bloß ins nächste Gebiet. Wenn ich dann da sterbe, ist okay, dann habe ich das hier wenigstens überstanden. Haben wir so ein bisschen was vom dritten Teil übernommen. Was jetzt an sich nicht schlecht ist, aber ich bin halt... Zum Beispiel das mit dem Tanker, wo du mehrere Dings, also wo du ein wesentlich kleineres Gebiet hattest oder so und dann auch nicht so übermäßig viele anstehen, also gefühlsmäßig kam, war halt eher meins als das hier.
So that's where you were.
Oh, nein! Die wäre gar nicht mal so geil. Ja, toll. Ich meine... Lol, ich habe noch gerade den 7. Schuss. Okay, das ist einer von uns. Mach den mal platt. Nuddeln. Nudeln, sehr schön. Also fast im Arsch, ne? Das Ding ist so, solange die halt mit dem beschäftigt sind, sehen die mich ja anscheinend nicht oder kümmern sich auch gar nicht um mich. Okay, durch. Ja, toll. Was haben die?
They're probably going to use it to bust their way into the mansion. Give it some cover and it might get you inside the compound.
Bist du einer von mir? Oh, Entschuldigung. Ich wollte gerade sagen, besser weg da. Ja, das war anscheinend einer von uns. Ding ist, was hätte ich das halt ohne die geschafft? Warte mal, ich muss ja hier rein. Okay, ich bin da. Ich höre hier sehr, sehr viel. Blüpp, 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 aber von unseren eigenen, ne? Ja, toll. Ich bin damit echt so ein bisschen überfordert, ne? Ich würde ja am liebsten alle ausradieren und dann hier überall gucken, wo ich vielleicht Dings herkriege. Und ich sollte vielleicht... Nein, warte mal, ich sollte vielleicht mal gucken, haben wir... Wir haben für die M4 keine Muni gefunden, Alter? Ich hoffe nicht, dass das so programmiert ist, dass die Scheiße mich auch wirklich treffen kann. Ich muss ja irgendwie rein. Aber ich würde halt gerne irgendwas noch looten. Okay, vielleicht habe ich Glück. Nein, Alter, nicht hier reinschießen. Ja, toll, what? Okay, warte mal, ich brauche mein Dings wieder. Irgendwo auf dem Anwesen. Playboy! Nee. Ich wollte gerade sagen, wird. Ich wollte sagen, stirb, Junge. Oh, ich hoffe, hier kommt keiner hoch. Shit. Scheint auf mich zu warten. Ich weiß nicht, wer bloß Dings finden eigentlich. Okay, Ration haben wir. Aber auch bloß eine. Playboy, na super. Lol, warte. Ah. Das könnte später nochmal interessant werden. Warte mal, sowas haben wir nämlich auch noch nicht benutzt. Aber das sind halt alles unsere, ne? Da brauche ich jetzt nicht mit anfangen. Schiete. Okay. Ich muss auf die andere Seite der Hütte, glaube ich. Nein, warum hat... Oh, danke. Wer auch immer den erledigt hat, ich danke. Nimm mal den scheiß Humpen hier hoch. Gib mir was. Warum kriege ich immer bloß Munition? Hä, wo denn? Wo hast du mich jetzt... Och, leck mich. Bin ich auf der falschen Seite hoch? Shit. Junge, kann ich nicht mal das kriegen, was er losgelassen hat? Gibt es noch eine andere Möglichkeit, nach oben zu kommen? Ich habe gerade verstanden, weg hier. Okay, kommt noch keiner. Toll. Es muss hier irgendwo sein. Also kann auch sein, dass ich über den Balkon noch irgendwo anders hinkomme und ich habe das bloß nicht gesehen. Ich wüsste aber halt nicht wo. Ach, stimmt ja hier. Na, okay, gut, hier komme ich wahrscheinlich bloß dahin, wo ich... eh schon war. Nein. Junge, du sollst schon hier runter, ne? Aber wie? Okay, okay. Wir sind, glaube ich, richtig. Da muss man furchtbar nachladen, mein Freund. Ich traue dem ganzen Scheiß hier überhaupt. Oh, eine Claymore. Okay, schön, schön. Ich werde das aber viel zu wenig nutzen. Ich kenne mich doch. Ob ich mir bei dem Heinz auch Ration holen kann? Eventuell? Das wäre meine Frage. Müssten wir eigentlich gleich mal gucken, ob wir uns bei dem Typ nicht nur Waffen, sondern vielleicht wirklich auch... Das wäre nicht am besten, weil Munition oder sowas brauche ich nicht. Waffen auch eigentlich auch nicht so wirklich. Außer vielleicht für die M4 ein bisschen Munition. Aber ansonsten so Ration oder sowas wäre halt schon geil. Oder Nudeln am besten noch.
Then we'll have to make a lot of changes. Yes, that's right. We'll need another go at it. That won't be a problem. Uh-huh. Yes. I've taken care of it. Yes, the next test.
Naomi.
And things on your end? I see. We're on schedule here as well. I know. Me too. Until then.
Naomi.
Snake. I knew you'd come. You and I, neither of us can escape our fate. I haven't seen you since Shadow Moses. How long? 10 years?
9.
And Dr. Emmerich, is he with you?
Why?
I thought he'd be the only one able to open the mail I sent. Not many people could recognize 4D sound data in a Soliton radar file. How is the good doctor?
Otacon's fine. He's the same as ever.
Otacon? I see.
Who were you just talking to?
Liquid. Although I suppose he's really Ocelot, from a medical standpoint.
I thought he was here.
He's not, at the moment.
Where are all the guards?
They know I won't escape. I'm powerless to resist. I have no choice but to cooperate.
Naomi, what happened in the Middle East?
What you saw was the soldiers' emotions run amok.
Another product of the system.
You don't trust me?
I'm not sure yet.
And if I answer your question?
Let's hear it first.
Liquid. We thought the SOP was an ID control system designed primarily to maintain order and control in battle. And we were right. But only partially. SOP had another function. To control people's senses. The nanomachines inside soldiers' bodies adapt to different conditions, promoting the release of neurotransmitters, hormones, and stimulants, giving them an edge in battle. They can create an artificial combat high by releasing endorphins at the same time a soldier kills an enemy. Or they can suppress hormones to neutralize the soldier's emotions, prevent them from panicking and engaging in friendly fire or needless massacres. It's all controlled by the system's core AI. It artificially controls the soldier's pain, emotion, senses, in other words, the essence of his being. The skyrocketing demands of the war economy have fueled the demand for more soldiers and more fighting. This in turn led to the development of technologies to rapidly improve their combat abilities and control their actions. The system ensures a steady supply of battle-optimized soldiers at a minimum of cost. But you, of all people, must understand, Snake, that unlike combat technique, a soldier's senses can't be taught. They must be earned through experience.
Does this have something to do with that test of yours?
The goal was to release the soldiers' nanomachines from the system, but we didn't know about the mental control.
And the nanomachines went berserk?
No. Our test was a success. At least it confirmed our hypothesis at the time. Just as we predicted, the nanomachines stopped functioning, and the PMC soldiers were freed from the grips of the system. But the moment the system stopped, all the pain and fury and sorrow, all the trauma and stress, all the hatred, regret, guilt, all the sensations that had been suppressed were unleashed within their hearts. Their memories, unlike their senses, weren't erased. Each enemy soldier they'd killed, each lost comrade, each threat of violence against the innocent, every act of war they'd committed was etched firmly in their hearts. In suppressing the user's mind, the nanomachines exact a heavy burden on his heart. The user's body rejects the nanomachines. This reaction must then be suppressed with drugs. Before the user knows it, his mind is in complete shambles. Snake, remember Frank?
Frank Yeager. Gray Fox.
They twisted his body for their experiments and nullified his broken heart with nanomachines. SOP has taken it even further and applied it to living human beings. The sins of war these soldiers carried inside them returned to assault them in the form of unimaginable shell shock. The meaning in the system may have changed, but the battlefield hasn't. Until that point, war was like a game to them. And then suddenly, reality came crashing down. Ordinarily, our hearts are hardened through experience. Even the most grizzled veterans live with an inescapable guilt they've had to overcome bit by bit through the years. And even then, it never truly goes away. For a mind lacking that essential experience, it was simply too much to bear.
But what about me? I've never been under the system's control.
That's why I want to examine your body. You need to know too. All right, Snake. Undress. Snake, what's gotten into you? Hurry up. Oh my God. Snake.
All right, let's just get this over with.
Yes. Of course. I'm sorry. Snake, do you remember what I told you in my video mail about the first generation of nanomachines?
The ones you stuck me with at Moses.
Yes. The nanomachines are recharged by your body heat. They won't stop functioning until they're all extracted. Or until you do. Most of them were lost through bleeding and excretion, but around 30% still remain inside your body, attached to your cells. Not finished yet. The first generation were never ID registered, so they don't react in the same way as the SOP nanomachines. Ready? But they may be interfering with your body, and with your heart.
So, does the aging have something to do with Fox diet too?
No. Your telomeres were intentionally set up to be short, regardless of the age of the original. One of the genes that inhibit reproduction and aging, the Clotho gene, was intentionally mutated as well. But more importantly, your chromosomes, like liquids, were provided with Terminator genes to prevent them from making copies.
Why?
Your clones created for one purpose: war. And so, in order to prevent you from being abused by clients or stolen by the enemy, they shortened your lifespan and removed your ability to reproduce. It was a safety device to ensure that the seed of Big Boss didn't end up in the hands of others. The reason you're aging so rapidly isn't because of disease or faulty research or Fox dye. It's how you were born. It's your natural lifespan.
The truth, Naomi. How long is my body gonna hold out?
Your cells, blood, organs, nerves, skeletal system, muscle tissue. Every part of your body is aging rapidly. An ordinary man wouldn't even be standing by now. Snake, the only thing keeping you together is the strength of your will.
How long do I have?
Half a year. Don't. Snake. There's something I have to tell you.
Now what?
You and I both know your body is approaching its limit. But when I said half a year, I wasn't talking about your lifespan.
What do you mean?
We can't get rid of the fox dye in your body completely. At this point, it's circulating within you like a normal virus.
Yeah, so?
Listen to me. Fox dye only kills its victims when the infected person's genetic code fully matches the genetic sequence programmed into the virus's receptors. In other words, it only attacks targets with specific genes.
I know. That's what killed the AT president. And Liquid.
Yes. And at the same time, it's set up to protect those not designated as targets from the virus's harmful effects. Here. I'll show you. The receptors on the fox dye inside your body are breaking down. The rapid aging process is changing the environment within your body. As a result, the virus is starting to mutate. The viruses on the left are fox dye in its original form. The ones on the right I took from your body. They're already mutated. The receptors, they're wearing down.
Meaning?
This mutated version of fox dye could activate even if the infected person's genetic pattern doesn't perfectly match the receptors. Which means the virus is becoming indiscriminate about what type of target it kills. Ever since Shadow Moses, fox dye has been breeding continuously in the nanomachine colony inside your body and dispersing into the air. But there are no more targets to attack, so there haven't been any more outbreaks. However, if the receptors continue to wear down, it'll become a killer virus that attacks untold numbers of victims.
What if we kill them all? Remove them from the body?
There are no antibodies either. I don't know what percentage of the receptors have to break down, or how many people will be targeted when that happens. But what is certain is that people will begin to catch fox dye through airborne transmission. It'll start with those closest to you. Then, one by one, they'll lose their lives. The part of the virus that distinguishes between individuals will start to break down in about...
half a year.
No. 3 months at the most.
3 months?
Ironic, isn't it? You've spent your entire life saving the world from Metal Gear, from nuclear annihilation. And now, you're becoming a doomsday device yourself. I can't predict exactly how devastating the epidemic will be. Whether just 1% of the human race could unlock the broken receptors, or whether we all can. In either case, 3 months from now, you'll be a walking biological weapon. If it were up to me, you'd be quarantined already.
It's not over yet.
I know. You still have a job to do. You have 3 months. Still enough time to think once all of this is done with.
And if I choose death first, will that stop fox dye from spreading?
When the host dies, the virus dies with it. Snake, tell me one more thing. Have you been to a hospital lately?
Yeah,
While you were there, did they give you an injection?
don't they always?
Take a look at this. These came out of your body as well. It's a new strain of fox dye, one I've never seen. Someone must have put them in you recently. Do you have any idea who?
Him.
The new fox dye strain is starting to multiply rapidly.
What's in it?
I can't say for sure. I'll need to do some more tests. Here, take this. It contains the same substance the soldiers' nanomachines secrete inside their bodies. It's a drug that inhibits the nanomachine's ability to regulate the senses. The nanomachines inside the body malfunction when the system interferes with them. It triggers a reaction in the body, which is why you're having the seizures. Give yourself a shot whenever they get bad. It's potent, so use it sparingly, unless you want to end up an invalid. It may restore your psyche for a short while, but use it too often and the amount restored will start to decrease. I've been a fool. I let myself drown in my nanomachines, and now I'm trapped by them.
You said yourself we mustn't allow ourselves to be chained to fate.
I can't slip free.
Then I'll free us both. Where's Liquid?
I can't tell you yet. Not until you free me.
Do you even know?
Liquid left here last night.
Where was he headed?
Those are my terms. I can't leave this place of my own will.
What are you talking about?
I'm being watched. Liquid has altered his plan. Removing the system will only cause his army to collapse from within. So he's chosen to seize control instead. Liquid's objective is to hijack the SOP system. He'll use it to create the ultimate army of perfect soldiers and launch his insurrection against the Patriots. There's a name for his new plan. He calls it Guns of the Patriots.
Guns of the Patriots.
Ah!